I'm a 3D artist, and in this video, I'm going to redesign one of the coolest skins in Apex Legends.
Schizophrenic emo boo.
The only problem is, I have no idea how to texture 3D models, and I'm leaving to visit family friends in 3 days, so I better get started. I wanted to make a darker, damaged, post-apocalyptic Wraith skin. I found some cool concepts to follow and got to work modeling. I started out in a software that I am familiar with, Blender. This is the same software all the big YouTubers use for their thumbnails, by the way. I imported the original skin straight from the game files. Then I isolated parts of the skin from each other. I separated the helmet, armor, leg straps, jump pack, gauntlets, and scarf. This step would make it easier to texture later, or so I thought at the time. Have you ever spent over 6 hours of your life slaving away at a tedious, mind-numbing task, only to later realize that it was all a total and complete waste of time? Well, I have. Once I had finished flushing my time down the toilet, I focused on the helmet. I wanted to add something new to the skin, to breathe some life into it. Eventually, I decided on adding a giant gash to her helmet visor. I thought it could look really cool and really enunciate the beat up character of the skin. In order to make this gash, I cut a hole in the skin, and then I filled up the holes that the hole I made created. Wow, I just cut a hole to make holes, then to fill holes. I exported the 3D model and brought it over to my texturing software of choice, Substance Painter. I literally have never used this software before, so it's time to figure it out. After a couple tutorials, I had a basic understanding. It's pretty much 3D Photoshop. You start with the base color layer and add modifying layers like scratches and bump maps over it until you get the texture you want. Once I had finally started texturing, it was already day 2 and I had a lot more work to do. I created a dark scratched metal texture for the armor and another brushed steel texture to add some rugged contrast. I found a futuristic hexagonal pattern on the internet that I used for the scarf and the gloves. I also made some glowy parts to add some RGB gamer lights. Last in the texture was the helmet gash. I contemplated making cracks around the glass visor, but then I stumbled across this bump brush that added a cool metal effect. I also wanted to add a scar to Wraith's face to match it, but we were late into day 2 and I was running out of time and the will to live. For the jumpsuit and straps, I brought the original textures from the game into Photoshop, inverted them, then played around with the curves and saturation. They fit the dark look perfectly. On to day 3. I tried importing the same model I exported earlier, but that went horribly wrong somehow. Plan B, open up the original. Why didn't I think of this before? I have no idea. I wanted to do some cool poses and animation, but my wasted efforts earlier weren't only wasted, they were actually actively cucking me over. None of the animations exported from the game would apply now for some reason. I tried rigging the damn thing myself, but let's just say it didn't work out. The one thing I was able to rig was the faceplate. Look, it can even open up and underneath it says subscribe. Yeah. Please do that.
Okay, so editing thingy here. Yeah, I thought that it wouldn't be possible to do rigging, but it was. It was just gonna be hell. Yeah, so 6 hours later, here we are.
Without further ado, here is Dark Schizophrenic Emo. What do you think the name of this skin should be? If it's better than Schizophrenic Emo, then please leave it in the comments and we'll vote on the best one. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to no, I'm not gonna say that. Just, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed this video, then I'm glad you did. Have a nice day. I'll see you next time.